Sister Miriam knelt, the cold, damp stone of the catacombs biting into her knees. The air hung thick with the stench of decay and the whisper of unseen things. Around her, the fallen lay scattered, their once bright armor now dull and stained crimson. The weight of her duty pressed down on her, the duty to protect the innocent, to cleanse the Imperium of the vile Xenos infestation that had overrun this sacred site. Her power sword, its blessed blade humming with barely contained energy, was her solace, her shield, her vengeance. It was more than a weapon. It was an extension of her faith, a conduit for the Emperor's righteous fury. This night, it would drink deep. The first wave crashed against them like a tidal wave of claws and teeth. Genestealers, their chittering a horrifying symphony of malice, swarmed from the shadows. Miriam's bolter roared, each shot a precise, brutal punctuation mark in the cacophony. The recoil slammed against her shoulder, a familiar ache that spoke of countless battles fought and won. She felt no fear, only grim determination. Each fallen heretic, each slain beast, was a prayer answered, a step closer to victory. The Emperor protected those who fought in his name, and she was his blade. A hulking Genestealer patriarch emerged, its twisted form radiating an aura of unnatural power. Its eyes burned with malevolent intelligence, its massive claws dripping with the ichor of its victims. Sister Superior Agnes, her face grim and resolute, stepped forward. Her meltagun, a weapon of pure concentrated heat, was her answer. The Patriarch's monstrous size offered little protection against the concentrated beam of superheated plasma that tore through its flesh, reducing it to smoking slag. The air shimmered with the heat, a testament to the weapon's awesome power. The tide began to turn, but the battle was far from over. Reinforcements were needed, but they were hours away. The remaining Genestealers fought with desperate ferocity, driven by some ancient primal instinct. Sister Anya, along with her squad, unleashed the inferno of their flamers. The searing flames consumed the Xenos, turning them into writhing, screaming pyres. The heat was intense, a burning shield against the enemy's desperate charges. The screams of the dying echoed through the catacombs, a grim requiem for the fallen. Amidst the carnage, Miriam paused, taking a moment to collect herself. She traced the worn beads of her rosary, each one a silent testament to battles fought, comrades lost, and prayers answered. Her faith was her strength, her anchor in this maelstrom of violence. It was what kept her fighting, what gave her the strength to face the horrors of the warp and the ceaseless threat of the enemies of the Imperium. The beads were cold against her fingers, a stark reminder of the cold embrace of death that lurked around every corner. Trapped in a narrow corridor, the sisters found themselves surrounded. The air crackled with the anticipation of explosive death. Sister Elena pulled the pin on a frag grenade, its deadly payload promising swift, brutal justice. The resulting explosion ripped through the cramped space, tearing through the remaining Genestealers, the air filled with the screams of the dying and the scent of cordite. It was a desperate gamble, a last resort in a desperate situation, and one which brought some small measure of victory. The fighting subsided, leaving behind a scene of devastation and carnage. The air was thick with the smell of burning flesh and ozone. Miriam checked her bolter, the rhythmic click of the reloading mechanism, a comforting sound in the silence. She had faced death countless times, yet each encounter left its mark, a permanent etch on her soul. Her faith, tempered by loss and sacrifice, remained unyielding, stronger than the horrors of battle. The sisters knelt in prayer, their silhouettes stark against the flickering light of their torches. They mourned their fallen sisters, each life a sacrifice made in the name of the Emperor. Their sorrow was immense, yet it was overshadowed by a deep, abiding faith that their sacrifice had meaning. Their battle had been a righteous one. The Emperor protects. Dawn broke, casting a pale light on the ravaged catacombs. The battle was over, the Xenos threat neutralized. The sisters stood amidst the ruins, their armor stained with blood and grime, their faces etched with wariness, but also with a quiet pride. They had faced unimaginable horrors and emerged victorious, their faith unwavering, their resolve unshaken. Their weapons lay silent, but their duty remained. The Emperor's light, however faint, still shone. The echoes of battle still resonated within the silence. Sister Miriam looked out across the devastated landscape, her power sword a silent promise. The fight was over, for now. But the Imperium's enemies were legion, their insidious influence stretching across the galaxy. Their faith and their arsenal would remain the bulwark against the endless darkness, a shield for the Imperium, a testament to unwavering devotion. The crusade continues.